Let's go make this precious witch's hat. But first, always remember to share this so it will save to your profile and you can find it when you're looking for it again later. I chose to use some printed fabric that looks like patchwork instead of patching a bunch of pieces together, but you can absolutely do this exact same thing after you've pieced all of your pieces together if you want to make this actual patchwork and not just look-alike patchwork. I started by going to hometownquiltcompany.com and downloading the template for the witch's hat. It comes with adult size and child size. Cut out whatever you want, or you can make matching ones like me. Then I cut out one piece of the hat and one piece of the brim from the lining fabric, one piece of the hat, one piece of the brim of the exterior fabric, and one piece of the hat and one piece of the brim of felt. Now I used felt because it will stand up and be stiff, but it also will lay over, and so it's what I wanted. If you want something that's a little bit stiffer, you can use some fusible fleece. If you want something that's not quite as stiff, you can use some interfacing. The first thing I'm going to do is take my felt for the hat part. Looks like a triangle. I'm going to lay it pretty side up. Then I'm going to take my lining and I'm going to lay that pretty side up. I'm going to fold that in half and I'm going to sew right here. Straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam, back stitching when you start and when you stop, because my grandma said so. I love a witch's hat, especially pink and patchwork. It just doesn't get any cuter. Now this is what the lining of your hat looks like. Pretty side on the inside, felt on the outside. Now we're going to take, the exterior of our hat. This is the piece I've chosen for the outside. I'm going to fold it and sew it the same way, right down the edge. Straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam, back stitching when you start and when you stop. Follow the edge of your fabric with the edge of your presser foot. Do not look at your needle. Turn it pretty side out. We're going to put it over our other piece, or put the other piece inside of it, however you want to say it. Oh my goodness. Now this is what our witch hat looks like. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the brim. We're going to lay the outside piece of our brim face up. We're going to lay the inside piece of our brim face down. Then we're going to lay the felt or whatever you've chosen on top of that. Now we're going to sew all the way around the outside. Straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam, back stitching when you start and when you stop. If you'll follow the edge of your fabric with the edge of your presser foot and watch that the whole time you're sewing, your seams will be nice and straight. But if you look at your needle, your seams are going to be all over the place. Now you're going to open it up between your two pieces of fabric. You want to leave the felt in the middle of them. So put your fingers in between the two pieces of fabric and turn it right side out. And if you have a hole like this, go back and fix it. Dang it. I'm not clipping my corners. Y'all don't yell at me. If you want to clip it, I want you to clip it. But every time I clip mine, I end up cutting my seams. I'm not telling you not to clip it. I'm just telling you that I'm not clipping it. After you've got it turned right side out, I'm going to go iron mine. You go iron yours. I'll be right back. I'm back. Now we're going to top stitch all the way around the outside of it. And the top stitch is just a straight stitch sewn a little closer to the edge. I like for mine to look like it's almost going to fall off of my fabric, but you only sew as close as you're comfortable. When I first started sewing, I didn't do a lot of top stitching. It seemed like an extra step that wasn't necessary, and I was so glad to be done with whatever I was making that I didn't want to take the time to do it. But I promise, it takes your project from homemade to handmade. Now, you have the brim and you have the top. So you're going to get those pretty side to pretty side, just like this. You're going to put the brim inside, you're going to put the hat inside the brim. And I am going to clip mine because I have a bunch of layers of fabric and I want to make sure that I'm grabbing every layer as I'm sewing. Now I have mine clipped or pinned, whatever it is you want to do. I'm going to sew all the way around the outside of this. Straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam, and there's no secret. I wish there was. Slow and steady, that's what's going to get you there. Take your time and make sure that you're getting all of your layers of fabric, because I missed mine again and didn't realize it until I was showing it off to Nana Ann when she came by and there was a hole. And she said, wait a minute, that's my kind of sewing. Oh my goodness, look at how cute this is. But you have this raw edge on the underside, right? What do you do with it? Well, let's put some bias tape on it. I have this color pink. It's not quite the same, but it's what I have, so it's what I'm using. And nobody's going to know the difference if you don't tell them, and I'm not telling them. Now, it's called double fold bias tape because that's exactly what it is. You open it and open it again. You see where it folds and folds in again? Double fold. You're going to open it all the way up. You're going to lay the edge of the bias tape next to the raw edge of your witch's hat, and you're going to sew right there in that first seam, and you're going to sew all the way around. But before you do that, you're going to fold this in. You're going to fold it in just a little bit to get rid of that raw edge. And now you're going to do that, sew all the way around. You folded the end over so that when you come back and lay your other piece on top of it and fold it back over to sew it, the end that you folded over will be on top, and then you won't have a raw edge. When we get back to where we started, we're just going to cut it off. Okay, so I started right here, and I'm right here. I'm going to cut it right here, and I'm just going to lay that down into this, and I'm going to sew back to where I started. Now, this is what we have. We've opened it up. We've sewn it. Now, if you'll let the bias tape, it will just naturally close over on itself because of the creases. You're just going to close it up, and then you're going to go back and stitch all the way around. And that's it. Easy, easy. And you're going to have the cutest witch hat ever. Even if you're not going to be a witch for Halloween, this is the cutest decoration. And who doesn't need a witch hat laying around? I mean, you know, just in case. And that's it. That's the inside of your witch's hat, and that's the outside. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. I hope you love it as much as I do. My name is Tammy. I'm your favorite sewing teacher, and I would love for you to come sew with me.